Hello, hi there. I hope that you're good and I hope that you are keeping warm because I don't know about you, but the recent temperature drops have me feeling some type of way. I get ready for Marikana, but I do understand gore outside of Gabs, especially the northern part of Botswana, so it's relatively still warm out there. But if you are watching us and you are not in Botswana, you are outside the country, thank you so much for clicking play and for being a part of our community here. This is the BTC podcast, and this is where we're talking all things creativity, innovation, and meaningful conversations. My name is Gedi Mulusiwa. You also might know me as Gedi, aka Lizoti, aka Lizo, and you are welcome aboard. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, get your water, get your hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate, kana rooibos, whatever it is that you like to drink, as we are about to have a fruitful conversation today. And on today's episode, we get to speak to somebody who is in the entertainment space. Now, he's a talent and he wears many hats, pun intended. Yes, he's a man of many hats. He's also he's a stand-up comedian and he's also an MC. He's also a voiceover artist. He's a filmmaker, an actor, you name it. He literally will do everything and anything that you want him to do. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please help me welcome Bambino. Alrighty, a true creative who wears many hats.
Hey.
Hi, Bambino.
What's up, my dude?
How are you doing?
I'm easy, man. Easy chilling, man. It's good to be here, actually. It's a hey, man, second episode, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm actually happy about that. Yeah, so I'm a pioneer of sorts. strong.
No, happy below, now you have worked closely with BTC.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've worked with BTC for years now. And also say a lot about Peter, like in the movie scene. Like, what like say, just walk around there like, hello, BTC, how are you?
You are like BTC's ambassador.
Is it? No. I'm not an ambassador. I wanted to be though.
Yeah.
But I think my schedule was a bit too hectic, so I decided, let me maybe not go that route. But I'd still provide service to BTC.
Yeah.
We live connected.
Yes, you are a comedian. But
Yeah.
before we get into just the meat of our conversation, your name, Umbambi Ndiwenyu.
Oh, don't gotta work out. What
What does Umbambi mean? For motho ene gore ga tswe ko bokala ka yana tshwana le nna ke batla go tlhalanya gone gore what does your name mean?
Even last go how I just say it's not even Kalanga, yeah.
What is
so
it?
my name is Umbambi Ndiwenyu, right? That's how it's pronounced. Umbambi Ndiwenyu. Umbambi Ndiwenyu. So that's So Umbambi is means Mutwari. It's Zulu.
Okay.
Umuntu obambayo abanye, like umbambi. Kuro Mutwari.
Yeah.
Naki umbambi. So that's what it means. So give it almost imagine.
Because I googled and it said catcher.
Catcher.
It said Zulu catcher.
Catcher.
It means it's Zulu word meaning a catcher.
Hey, how to catch no? Can I catch? But it sounds like
No,
a cool
it
name.
isn't Mutwari.
It sounds like a really cool name though.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, catcher.
Catcher. So Bambino comes from Umbambi.
Yes. So from that I get Umbambi. So that's like the You just remove that. You have Bambi. So Bambi, Bambino. So as well. So my dad has this crazy story about how what he believes my name means, right? So apparently it's Portuguese. In Portuguese means it's. And then Bambi from Bambino, boy, like, boy. Bambi, it's a boy.
Oh.
So I'm just like, now you're just reaching.
Yes. Is that where you got the comedy gene from?
I'd like to believe so. Yeah, let me just say, my whole family is a very funny family. I'll just admit that outwardly, and I don't think I'm the funniest out of them. Because the hell, I'm the only one that chose to become a comedian. So yeah, that's how, Bambi comes from, then Bambino, and then that caught on. I think I get that from one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Before then they give you the bums, yeah. Bums were short. So I just said, nah. Well, I didn't decide actually. I had a teacher, Form 2. Form 1, Form 2. Form 1 actually. My art teacher Nah, so I'd work very fast. Normally, I could do that art day, like, you know, when you're painting, we ready folio, yeah, and we ready what. So I'd work very fast. Like, I remember I was doing some projects, this a toothbrush. Next thing you know, there was an art piece right in front of everyone. So yeah, oh, this teacher was so proud. Oh, Bombi. Oh, Bombi. Oh, Bombi. I hated that name for a whole year. Just because teacher ran their hats and a Bombi. I'm like, nah, bro. Don't
She
do
was
this.
proud.
She really was. So yeah, that name caught on. I hated it until it really, really caught on. Yeah, so I grew up just becoming like, you know.
Yeah, now it's
Becoming
your
that person.
brand name.
Without Bambino, like, yo, you know what? Like, yeah.
Yes.
Like, there's no comedy. I'm lying. There's comedy without Bambino still. But yeah, you know, I've made a name out of it, and you know, out of myself rather. But yeah.
Yeah, and congratulations on your journey so far.
Yeah.
It's really great to see you working. And if there's one person, Mobotswana, in terms of talent, in terms of comedy, in terms of entertainment, you are one of those guys that really stands out as well. You do quite a lot.
Thank you, dude.
If
You know
I
what?
do say so myself.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy because I never actually. It's weird, you know. I do these things because I love them. So when I crazy, nah, dude. But you realize that like you're really good at it. I'm like, yeah, nah. I mean, that's because I put in some work. But no, but like you're really, really good. I'm like, me? I'm just a simple guy, bro. But you know, I'm guessing it's from the hard work that I put in as well. So, but I really appreciate the compliment.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you a few questions. We'll do this and that, but we'll start first with the song that you were listening to on your way here.
Okay. So this song that I always listen to on a Friday, yeah? It's a song by some guy called DJ McD. So I was listening to Target Lakwan, DJ McD featuring TJ Dema. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am monati.
Oh.
Yay!
Ke locally.
Yeah, it's a local song. TJ Dema, the poet. And then DJ McD, I think he's a local DJ as well. Produced this thing. It's a Friday song.
Yeah.
Stella, Thomas, Mare tonight.
Oh.
I love it so much. So I was listening to it and I was just like, you know, yeah. I love that song. Believe me, I love it.
I love it. And I also want to know your favorite show, because of you being an actor and Mutomo Fulmiana. Do you have a favorite show? I'm pretty sure you do have a favorite show.
I mean, there's tons, you know. So it's always hard to even pick because when you're a filmmaker, you tell hey man, there's just so many. But one of the many that I really appreciate over the years is a sitcom. It's an American sitcom, maybe about How I Met Your Mother, and I love the humor in it.
Yes.
You know, I love how it was written. And, you know, it goes on for like, I think, 8 seasons or so. And the story just comes to full circle. Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Yes.
And so the way it was written, the fact that it was written in, you know, and it had so much humor, and it had my favorite character in it was Barney Stinson. He was played by Neil Patrick Harris. I think, yeah, that's the guy, Neil Patrick Harris. So, yeah, man, that's my favorite show.
So you still watch it?
I can do reruns right now, and I still feel like I'm discovering new things. Yeah.
Alrighty, and we get straight into our icebreaker questions.
Okay.
This or that, you choose one over the other. Summer or winter?
Hey, man, this one is always a tough one. Yeah? No, you know why?
It's always so straightforward, though.
No, guys, yeah. So the thing, you know what the thing with winter is? When you're cold, you can put on something. But kasama. And it's bad. So you can't do that. So I honestly prefer like just one of this in between. Like this in between winter and summer.
Like what we're going through right now.
Where it's like, yeah, you can maybe put on a light jersey. Like I prefer that over both of them.
You still don't answer my question.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. It's like the middle center. When how summer or winter, I'd be inclined to say winter though. I prefer winter because like you can put on clothes. Yeah, you can lay out.
And then sweet or savory?
Savory.
Sweet or salty?
No, but okay. Sweet.
Okay, you're sweet.
Savory, right? No, sweet. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm sweet.
So you are into sweet things.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Text messages or phone calls?
Text. it depends on the context or what am I dealing with. But text itlele botoka. Khole na le go ntsenya anxiety ka re hela le decision o tla go hey ML bo ML abana. Hele WhatsApp go khona kana le message go khona go bo let me think about it. Oh, actually, let me call you in an hour. Then you can get out of things.
So, okay. Call ya pitaganya basically.
Call ya pitaganya. Motaba go ra no, how le ntebile ka go monate ke te ko. Sa te kwano.
Ha ke re wa bua lo ra ha re go batho.
Oh, ya, o bolela batho ba taela, le go te Bambino, ma uthi ba ba khulu. Batho ba ta gona.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay.
So I've been traumatized by dogs.
You've gotten bit by a dog.
So no, not well, almost. But so I grew up. My parents decided, oh, because there's a boy in the yard, get a dog. Yeah, no, kill a little dog. Get a little dog. And you know, so you can imagine having to take care of it. And so I just the admin was too much for me. So, but I would actually. Yeah, it's just that I've never really interacted with cats, but I'd probably just go with dogs.
Yeah, because it's a safer bet. You know dogs.
Yeah, I know dogs. I know the traumas they'll come with. I mean, I'll say no to the dog when it comes, but, you know, I'll say dog.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. Comedy or drama?
Drama.
You're a comedian. You're also into drama.
Yes.
Which one
I think
did
that's
you
why.
choose?
But I'll probably go comedy. Eh? Actually, no, drama. You know why? I can't watch comedy unless it's live. So
like live on stage, like what you guys do at the Gaborone Comedy Club.
At the Gaborone Comedy Club, that's what we do. We do stand up. So I prefer that. But yeah, I mean, for talking TV, definitely drama.
Okay.
The drama? Am I the drama?
So comedy? Yeah.
No.
You choose one.
I choose one.
Hey, I get a comedy or drama.
And I go
sharp.
So yeah, definitely comedy. That's my first love, yeah.
And then Gaborone kana ko gae.
Hey, get see room the dog.
Oh,
my dog. Hey, how are this is the thing. I'm from Maitengwe, so it's like Maitengwe ko helumba Botswana. Go literally out to la na ta uzimo. It's that close to Zimbabwe, you know. So in Maitengwe, like it's a very beautiful place. It's very serene, it's very chilled, but I prefer here because I'm active. Hey, I'll probably be not as active because and stuff. So, it's too much work.
You can't work like that.
But yeah,
so
I definitely Gabs, yeah.
Okay. Fiber or Fast Connect?
Fast Connect, eh? I think so with fiber, it's really fast, it's really good, and I really love it as well. I mean, I have it at the house, but I think Fast Connect is really convenient for me because I'm a very mobile person. Especially how you know, so yeah, because I'm a very mobile person, even when I'm shooting, even when I'm on set, you know, it's always good to be connected. So with this, I'm connected everywhere.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
You know what it is. We live connected. Yeah.
Finish the sentence, okay?
Okay.
First thing I do when I wake up is you can start the sentence, Honoho.
Okay.
First thing I do when I wake up is, so start there.
Hey man, open my phone, eh? Like I'm just on my phone. That's the first thing I ever do.
Is there like a certain app that you like?
Because I consume a lot of content, so it's either YouTube or TikTok or Instagram on the reels. So again, like the video, I do that quite a lot. So I get to highlights like, yeah, and apparently it's very bad for you, but it's hey man, the video one video. These guys, guys, what a video. So but yeah, I mean I'll probably do that, maybe just scroll a bit, but I also probably check my WhatsApp just to see if I have any messages or SMSs that I've missed. Yeah.
Okay, so first thing that you do in the morning is
it's just
check
get on
your
my phone. Yeah.
Okay.
To see business, whatever it is that's going on out there.
Okay. I am currently grateful for
the blessings, eh? I'm actually getting nervous. I've like, you know, over the past few years, I've had so many beautiful blessings that have changed my life in a very positive way. You know, I'm a very positive person myself. I even encourage people. Normally, how when you're engaging with with friends, people always, sometimes they talk down on themselves. Hey, man, for me, every time somebody says that, it just takes away so much. So I'm a very appreciative, very positive person. And I will say, dog, I've been blessed. Like, some people say, I'm like, yeah, maybe it's because I'm positive, but I'm blessed, man.
That's beautiful.
I'm very, very blessed.
Yeah.
How are you? I'm blessed.
Hey.
I'm blessed. That's me today.
I'm blessed and highly favored. And I'm like, yes.
My dude, right?
That's how you should answer.
I just feel like it's weird though. We are allowed, I'm fine.
No. Highly blessed and highly favored.
Hey, okay, yes. But this guy wears the lizard. Says I'm fine. How to go around blessed is the lizard. All the Christian guys, I'm Christian. People might think that I'm not. I'm Christian, and yes, I'm for it. It's just that sometimes it throws me off. How are you? I'm blessed. Hey.
And favored, yes.
And highly favored.
And highly favored.
Yeah.
So I also now, because we've done that part, we just did our icebreaker questions. We've gotten to appreciate, know who you are. Let's get to also getting to know more about you from the very beginning. I've known Bambino in the limelight. I've known him as the actor guy. I've seen him on television. I've seen him on adverts, BTC.
Yeah.
I've heard your voice on radio adverts because you're a voiceover artist.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where did this all begin? So who is Bambino? For somebody who it's just like me, they've only learned about you now.
Yeah.
And they don't really know who you are.
Yeah.
How would you introduce yourself, or how would you speak on that?
So I'll say this, yeah? So maybe because normally when somebody asks you who you are, start with the name. My name is Umba.
Yes.
But yeah. So my name is Umba Mbindiwenyu. I'm also known as Bambino. I'm a stand-up comedian who started doing stand-up comedy somewhat. I think 20 years this year.
Wow.
Believe me.
20 years, so how old are you?
And comrade. So yeah, I've been doing comedy actually to the year, yeah. I've been doing comedy for 20 years.
Wow.
I started doing stand-up comedy at like 14 years. So that means I'm what? 34? I don't know how old I am.
Yeah, that is the math.
But basically 2004, I started doing stand-up comedy, and I was doing my Form 2 at the time. That was, I think, my second introduction to the creative, to my sort of creative talents. Before then, I used to do drama, Nikita drama, like, primary school, like, you do a play on a Friday, and then you act there. Assembling, and then especially all Christmas,
speaking of which,
yeah, I grew up in Mizmotlabe.
Okay.
School, primary school,
that makes no sense.
My parents never loved me.
That's
why I made
no
joke.
sense.
But it was actually good. It was decent in that, I think it was also affordability. So the school fees was cheaper because school and it was a private school. So I think
I know.
English medium. Yes. And then, so but crazy thing is I didn't know this up until like a few years ago when somebody told me, do you remember in 2000, when I was doing standard 4 or 3, I told a story about my experience at BDF Day. Like, tell us about your holidays or whatever. Apparently the way I told it had everybody in stitch. I don't remember the story, in all honesty. Sorry, Manguenya does it, so I'm sorry, Manguenya. But yeah, she was laughing, and I didn't remember this, but apparently something that happened so I've always been an entertainer, right? In that regard. So Form 1, ke hetsa ko Shepherd, my dear school fees are hell, media.
I mean, same as me.
It be like that sometimes. Yep. But yeah, basically I moved. So ke tla school mo Gaborone now, then I think we accepted.
Which school was this?
Right after Masilo ko Molepolle, ebe ke transfer mo Gaborone, transfer ko mo Goditshane junior. Yeah, no, go in a whole cotas. One could give you a bell. Mauritania junior, you guys are cool school. You very cool, eh? Mina quite the yeah, no, go squat the Graven demo, but so for me, I had to ask my mom, lady, born, quite do work, like do I go to Holala to the give just transfer. But in that term that I was schooling there, the first term, Form 1, ne ke ira drama. And ke simolotse hela as an extra by the end I think winter go tsena di drama competitions our first term ya hela. By the end of that term, I lead actor.
Wow.
So that was like, like a very beautiful and crazy thing. One of my seniors actually, works at BTC. That's just really, really crazy. Things coming to, to coming full circle. Yeah. So this guy, he was a coach, I think. So, but yes. So after that, I moved to Masala Pula, and then I didn't join the drama club, and I don't even think I was there. But I started then doing stand-up comedy. So there's obviously two categories in and singing and dancing.
Yeah. Yes.
That's like Joseph Victims.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Joseph Victims was a bit later, but yeah. So but as what I wasn't much as I like dancing. My dog, the better and man's aware. The better than you know.
No, it's not no, this wasn't the oh no, thing. I
no, it's in Hona li bona tshwara le thekana wa bona
eh this one
eh ke gone
yes
o mo khotsa bogololwana o itse diwanyana wena o mo tona wena how old are you
no ni ke bina bogologolo I was a fighter dancer so I know
but yeah so after that I started doing stuff. I joined this variety show V show 2 categories dancing and singing so I'm the only person that is doing something that is not dancing and singing but I win the competition and when I win it
were you really funny?
I don't know. Clearly, I won.
Or maybe never go to la botho.
I can't go to la botho bo just victim ba riana.
O khona go to go out bona ngwana modimo ke lo tsila e male wana mo staging hela a re monele.
But I'll tell you this fun story about my first performance. Ne ke apere shoti ya size 32. Eligine. Akanya gore ke kae ze mangane. Kana ke ra ke sentse ka apara bo 13 to 14 years. Ne ke apere shoti ya size 32 mo le thekeng be ke boha yana.
Yana. We mean yana.
My dog. For some reason, I believed for the stand-up comedy was about looking funny. So what I became genius le makasanyana yana one. E be ke ska usa bolo se se green ka se red ka. E be ke pata ga o lead. Ga re di wa bana. Ke pata ga o lead pata ga o lead mo ska usu. E be ke a tsone ke apere hempe kana ke apere skipper. E be ke re bag. Blazer. E be ke well.
That looks
dude. You know, like I think when I got on stage, there was one of those.
Yes, happy but like
what's going on? It was just wild, man.
Who are you?
And that was the first and last time I ever performed on stage. Very funny, like with the intention of making people laugh over my outfit. So I like you realize that people are actually laughing at what I was saying, not what I looked like.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, were they not laughing at how you look?
That was sad. That was in my history. Look at my biography. Bambi, the saddest day.
Can I go in the lab?
Bambino. Sharp. There's a few guys that knew what I was doing. So whenever man support the class. Yeah, my 2A. Yeah. Mind you, matakane like that. So you know what my classmates used to do? Hey Bambino, come on, joke kuda. We tell them to win camera class. To make up the camera, better joke. Sometimes these guys, hey Bambino, come on, joke kuda. Go put a kana mo kitsa mo class ni be kitsa. Matakane ba di sa ile go ra go tshegi. Better joke we kid. Joke gwa. Hey, we are matakabante. Then one guy would pick a designated person about. Hey, trauma. So that taught me very early hecklers are horrible as a comedian.
Yeah.
So I did that, ever since then I was doing stand-up comedy. I'd do shows. Normally I would do DNT exhibition, I'd get booked. This is not a bookie.
Wow.
They'd never pay me though. Good exhibitioning. But I'd entertain, whenever there was a thing, I'd just come through and do a couple of jokes. And at the time there was a comedian by the name of Shifa Shaba. Shifa was my biggest inspiration. So I used to imitate him. In the beginning, I actually used to do his jokes. When I was younger, I used to do his jokes and I would just, I would do that thing. And then until I started writing my own jokes, but still using the Shaba lingo, that's what he calls it. Shaba lingo rock. later on, I think Form 4, when I'm starting my Form 4, I orientation week, or it's orientation week, guys, guidance and counseling teacher are busy, so so me, shy kana kid. So I was seated at the back with the bench in yan. Matraka bang karamis are telling you. Right now. I go. So there's a guy who goes up and then tries to do a joke. Then I feel bad. I'm like, that guy. Like, I just felt bad. Like, he's gonna just destroy what stand-up comedy is. So I decided, okay, let me do it. Now I'm walking from all the way from the back of the hall. Hey! It's on my arm. I'm like, yeah, Bella Bandela leave a little tone. And how is Aloganya Morocco our school? Lupel, a little lot in Yellow Bandela leave a Hawaii. So I little tell ya. I let the neighbor hit that. I'm like, I'm gonna get my kilo while. We that was one of the coolest times. I was walking and I'm imagining so as I walk past, people are wondering who's this guy, and people have heard of me. So I know by the time I got to the stage, people were standing up like anticipating.
Wow.
I get there, joke number 1, joke number 2, the people are whiling. I leave that thing, you know, that superhero thing where we hit about come on, relax. So I got to the very end. So that was my senior school, and then that continued. I'd still do shows. Then go to BAC. So I studied software engineering by the way as well.
Very different.
And two different. So
very like formal.
My dude. So BAC, I'm studying software engineering. First orientation week, more or less the same thing that happened in high school happened. I get an email about, hey, who can talk to, hey, Bambino, but say, guys, no, but say. I refuse up until, hey, man, okay, later on I go in, jokes. So now every space that I get into, the people just know that, okay, this guy can drop a joke. And then after that, I started now, I was still doing it as an amateur, right? Then 2012, can perform all around those stand-up comedy shows. Main Deck, where the restaurant, it used to be Cuesta. Back in the day, there used to be comedy back then. Boma 2010. So we'd do comedy there, like gigs. Okay, sharp on I practice my jokes. Yada. 2012, I'm supposed to graduate and I don't. I went on trailer and I did ABC.
So you went through NFD.
My dog. Worst thing ever. But yeah, you don't despair with these things.
Yeah.
You keep moving. Because life, I want my life and like that. But yeah, so I FD'd, and I think also because I wasn't really a big fan of what I was doing,
yeah,
which was, my parents really supported me and wanted me to pursue it and complete it. I actually wanted that for myself as well, because I felt like year 3. That's all it is.
You were about to finish.
Dude, I was literally almost done. But I was like, this thing, okay, sharp. Now I started performing, I started doing amateur theater works as well. So there's a gentleman by the name of Aldo Brinkett, right? He used to be a drama teacher called Westwood. So he has this play, the first one that I did, Passion Play. So it's the story of Christ, the 14 stages of Christ before he is crucified. So that whole thing, but now it's urbanized and it's told in somewhat urban times.
Yeah.
And then so I auditioned for that and I kill it, and I'm one of those guys. During the audition, the director would just listen to the voices. Are you able to command an audience? So I get there, this little piece of work that I'm supposed to read of the script. Then he just listens and just closes his eyes and then just listens. I said 2 words, literally. I don't even remember the words, but I just remember the first 2 words. My son or something like that. I said, this side, and I was through. And yeah, it was that crazy. I don't have a child. Imagine, my son. So now I audition for that and I become a lead actor in that theater play. That's my beginning of my amateur theater performance, work. I'm still a stand-up comedian even at the time, so that's why every time we've been talking about comedy, Kinsuke, it's my first love because I did that first. So now, still parallel with stand-up comedy, I'm doing now amateur theater. The next year, this guy is so proud of the work that I do. He does a pantomime called Pinocchio. Now it's not Pinocchio; it's localized. Yeah, Pinocchio.
Just like that whole song.
Yeah, Pinocchio.
Lynette, she said it was Pinocchio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Pinocchio. So I was the lead actor in that, and the guys call one. We was quite to call. Yeah, those quite gotta say hell away. But yeah, very beautiful times. So I do that. Now my acting, really grows. I'm like also just appreciating the space even more. And then I have, I think, my first international stand-up comedy performance in 2015. I'm out in Pretoria. You know where they do rock. Hey, ben someone na re go del cruise. Ke ba re masasasa.
Wow.
Ntogele.
O wala thela kwa. Magala pa bona ira yang.
I remember I was with there's a very big comedian called Salesman because yeah, that guy, he was there and he was like, hey man, now I did rock. I'm like, yeah, bro, thanks. So that was my first, and then I'm still doing I think that year as well, I then enrolled into film. After comes through, but you has a degree, man. Like after pulls through, I'm like, actually, let me do this. So I go in, I apply, they accept me. I'm like, this is it.
This is when you're doing live performance.
This is when I started doing live performance. Now I'm doing it professionally now. I think I have that advantage of the fact that I've been performing for so many years now with so many professionals, so much that some of my lecturers were actually my colleagues in the industry.
Wow.
I mean, Tefo Paya,
yes.
Director at Mighty
Song.
I used to act with him, and now he was my lecturer.
Wow.
Hey, that's when I realized, hey, education is important. When we're in front of the camera, but he actually knows more than I do. So I figured, just advancing your education is really good. It's really good. So yeah, so I'm doing that first year, second year. I'm still doing stand-up comedy performances now. I'm collaborating internationally. I'm performing, all around. I think I do a tour that like featured Lesotho in it. Like, I'm doing Mpumalanga, Grizzly, and stuff.
So you got all of that exposure.
Yeah, definitely. Hey man, it was I think especially because I was really eager to do it. To be a part of that space, to be part of the international space, because I realized as well, I wanted to appeal internationally. Yeah? So I realized, hey man, because I used to do my jokes mainly in Setswana. I figured, hey, like the as well. So that was a decision that fortunately got me now into the corporate space. So I could do things. So I'd sound smart. Because first of all, I'm learned sharp, but how to big corporations we call foreign nationals organization. So if that's the case, we in the organization. It's better when you are able to do a joke and then they appreciate it as well. Because next time if they're paying the bills, they're like, no, bring that guy. I like that guy.
Yes.
Which one? Yeah, that guy who said the English joke.
Yes.
So it worked for me in that way, And then so I completed my degree 2019. Happiest year of my life, literally. I think I was just happy because my one goal was to just get a degree before I turned 30. And I got my degree on the 1st of November. And 1st of November 2019. And I turned 30 on the 17th of November 2019. So it was one of those, yo, my dude,
That's a big milestone.
It really was. So yeah, having worked with so many organizations as well, I learned voiceover work over the years. There was a gentleman by the name of Taklan Sabele. Very, 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 very talented copywriter. He was a poet as well. Mind you, during this whole course, I'm doing so many works. Poetry is part of it, but I'm not a poet. So, but what I'll do is I'll host poetry shows. Because I'd get,
as an MC then?
Yes. I prefer saying hosting. Hosting.
Context though. So how the MC it's like, oh okay,
I'm the host. What happened to the MC?
It's giving that.
MC.
Ariana, Mikey.
So yeah, I normally try to keep it at host, stand-up comedy host, so that it's like that thing of comedian Rametlai. Not to say Rametlai is a bad word, but I prefer Mudira Lemetlai. Yeah, I'm not that Rametlai. I'm Mudira Lemetlai, and I'm a stand-up comedian. So, I'm doing all of these work. So I'm working with Tato. He introduces me to voiceover work. So I start doing radio commercials.
Yeah.
For so many organizations, for so many, like you're able, Tswana's there, your BTC, of course. I live connected. Right now I'm the official voice at Debonair's Momotswana. So if you hear Debonair's advert, just know that Bambi is saying, yeah, Debonair's Pizza, try something amazing. That's probably me, And that took, I think that the training that I got from school was really beneficial in that it taught me to just, to be a performer in all the spaces that I could be. As well, so I used to be a contemporary dancer. I danced for Mopata Dance Theatre for a very short period, though.
I don't see you dancing, though, by the way. I don't see it in you. I think it throws me off a little bit because it's like, okay, do you become short? Kind of like,
but I mean, especially because you're handling so many things. I'm not a trained dancer from like a young age. So what about point your toes?
Yeah.
Is he pointing at me? Me. So yeah, so I did that as well. And like I said, so with having studied live performance, I was minoring in directing as well, and so I then learned how to become a director from there, as well as my experience really also put me on that. So that saw me 2019, 2020, COVID happened. So for a creative now it's like downhill, but I try to keep alive. I remember there was a couple of organizations that I worked with over the COVID period. I could still do videos, though I've never really done a lot of skits, much as I'm a filmmaker. Actually, I haven't done a lot of skits. So yeah, but I've done some. I think I remember having done some works with a guy by the name of Mutusi. Yeah.
Didn't we do the 30 seconds skit together?
Yeah, I remember. You guys should check it out.
It was a 30 seconds skit. It was very fun.
Really, really was. So I did another one as well. So I think I realized, okay, working with shorter scripts would be really ideal for me, sharp. So I started doing that. And then that's how I, also landed the BTC TVC, right? The commercial, I remember. If you get into any BTC store and there's a TV on it, chances are you'll see me. And you
remember him on the bench. Now I just remember the bench.
Yep,
There's
I was
a
speaking
bench.
so much Kalanga. I remember the decision to make it to speak in Kalanga. Like, let's reach people.
Who came up with that idea?
The idea was mine.
Yeah, to speak Kalanga.
Yeah, guys, I could speak Kalanga. What are you going to say? Because we don't want anything controversial. You're representing an organization. It's a big organization that, reaches literally everywhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So now, so
This is how we're gonna do it.
I decide that, okay, I'm gonna speak a bit of Kalanga. I speak about a story that at the time I can't really talk about it now because it was underlying joke. So, but it was a really, really dope joke. Then right after that, Umaga is there. So we did that whole commercial. It was really, really cool. Very beautiful paycheck as well. BTC.
Wow. That's so good though. So I know earlier on you mentioned the TVC, BTC. By the way, TVC, bathong television commercial. TVC
television
so it's a
commercial,
television commercial, and you were part of the television commercial. BTC.
Yes, the one I did with Umaga. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
So
great
what
times.
other jobs have you done, or what's the relationship that you've also had with BTC over the years?
Hey man, it's been beautiful. I'll tell you this. I've done so many works, like including digital videos as well, digital content. Mind you, but TV, billboarding. I think I'm always there. But I've also done. I used to do a competition with them, which was like ready giveaway. You do a recharge to win.
Okay.
It was so nice. I was giving away money. Everybody gets a money. Everybody gets a money and an airtime. So the people are winning. We did a trolley dash as well. This was really, really fun. But
Wow.
It would be really dope if you guys could just somewhere. it's really, there's a guy who really go at some store. Re tsena go no a tsamaya ka turuli a ba rola ditlhako a ba nena bokate
Bathong.
hirile go te tshwe motho go lampora thula shopo yotlhe go re shopo yotlhe ya go ra thula mongwe le mongwe at once a ba re go. That guy went in a go na la na tsa dipaisa re and also this being a part of that with BTC was really, really epic. We did those competitions, those giveaways. We did more as well. I think we gave away my 10,000 pula as well. And then I think that was really fast connect. And, I was emceeing all of these. And, so I'm doing jokes and I'm also, I would say even though they contributed immensely to, as BTC has contributed immensely.
Yeah.
Immensely to my to my even appreciation of the public, like because people would say he's BTC, so it was really, really good. What else have I done? Yeah, I even did a KYC thing with them some time ago, and registered SIM card. I've done other commercials as well, like TVCs, it's only television commercial, the TVC, and educational videos as well, just teaching people about the products at BTC. And mind you, with all of these, me providing my creative service, like it wasn't like for free. The BTC pays for that, for their service. How about that?
No, I am. Yeah.
Chickens. But yeah, man. So BTC has been like it has really really impacted my life. Like I'm saying, I've advanced. When I get to shoot that, when I shoot it, the hell like. Okay, yes, I BTC, but yeah, it was like in just changing my life and just influencing everything that I've been doing. It's been really beautiful, man.
And how's life been post-COVID? Because some creatives are still trying to cope. There's a video that a picture, a post of a certain comedian in South Africa. Not a comedian, an actor, yes, an actor in South Africa who is not really doing well post-COVID, and they're trying to get him better now. They're trying to get him into shows and all of that. So how have you been able to survive after the pandemic now? The world is open. We're out here.
It really is. I think one lucky thing that, or rather one fortunate thing that I had was the fact that being as versatile as I am really helped me, I still maintain doing voiceover ads, some of which I could do at home, right? So as I'm about advert, I could record myself, just do an editor, send raw audio, maybe send to the producer or whoever, and then they would fine tune it, and then I could still get paid through voiceover work. I could still do all of those things. So during COVID it was a bit hectic, but after that, because I also realized that if I don't find other ways of bringing in income, especially as a creative where I don't have a salary, a 9 to 5, so I just decided no, just do any and everything that you can work in. So now I have a film degree, so I get approached by some guys. They're like, yo, dude, we're working on a TV series, right? So I was doing actually a talk show. And I was hosting in Navy Khotla. So I'm like, so the guy realized, dude, you know so much. Like, how do you know so much? I'm like, hey, talk, man, we read, like, also, it's this girl and stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, what's a nice girl, like, of like, please, we to mail. And I mean, hey, man, also, I encourage everybody to learn as much as you can. So I do that, then I become a director for this crime drama series, Ibido the Central Intelligence.
Okay.
It's on UPIC. It's on the UPIC TV platform.
Okay.
So I directed 2 seasons of it. Like
wow.
13 episodes each.
Whoa.
And hey man, it was hectic. But because of also the experience that I had, the team that I was working with, some of them weren't the most experienced. So having to try teach them, for lack of a better word, or rather trying to guide them, allowed me to remember the basics of having studied. Mind you, like graduated at 29, then COVID, so there's like 2021. It's like a year and a half later. So whatever, some things you might forget. So now I'm getting to practice, and it really, really helped me. The crew grew. By the time we did second season, it was way better. The acting was better as well. It was a logistical nightmare, of course. I tried to find sponsors, and I couldn't find them. But yeah, we managed to do it. We managed to pull it off. Yeah. I also had a comedy special that was it the following year? Yeah. A stand-up comedy special. It's on UPIC as well. Tell us about, you know, one against get a D-joke.
That's so great. And then
Yeah.
let's talk about. I want to talk about the definitive moment in your life, in your career, like where you said, "This is what I want to do." But also, let's take it back to your parents now supporting your decision to fully be a creative. As somebody who dropped out, go software engineering course, and then now you are starting this conversation. Yeah, okay, but I want to do this and
Yeah.
how do you have the conversation in such a way that it makes sense? There's money, and you can be happy at the same time.
It was rough, I'll tell you that. It was rough. I mean, having dropped out of Sgela meant you know, people are like, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I started this performance thing. I know as I keep my but I still know you know, I'd still depend on my parents. Fortunately, I moved into the house in so I stayed there for a little bit, so I wasn't paying rent. But that also meant that I couldn't do some of the works that I wanted to do. And my parents, by the way, good living, soft.
But
But I think as well, because I was taking ownership of my life, I'm like, but does that mean I have to just sit down? No. So I decided then, especially after you know, and Aldo Brinkett, the director, the theater director, Are, you know, showing me that he believed in me, and that was like, oh man, so I have this thing. So I think I decided back then, yo dog, get into this thing, really like immerse yourself, be immense.
Immerse.
The whole entire podcast, BTC podcast, business was a patalat. As I said, about a lot skin, dead skin, dark skin, business was immense. Immerse. So I immersed myself into it. And I remember, I started working with other guys as well. I worked with Kabelo Rapinyana, who was, I think, production manager on that Pinocchio play. Then I worked with Gaole Minyan, former director at Mighty Song. These are guys that were doing it, full time. And I was like, clearly it's possible. So I figured, okay, I just need to, just put my head down and just keep at it. Just keep at it. Learn as I go until... Yeah, so I think that time, that period, I think it was 2012, 2013. I was like, yeah, I think this is it. This is it. And I was doing the stand-up comedy. No, I was like, perform, oh, sure, like that. Hey, I know we beat it like that. We beat it. I know, we beat it like that. What happened next week? We beat it like that. No matter what, no, we beat it like that. Hey, we beat it. Hey, what like we beat it like that. We beat it. So you don't get paid. So that sucked. But I knew that if I worked hard at it, I'll be where I want to.
Yeah. Now here you are.
So yeah.
Is there money though in acting?
Locally, not as much. I mean, the local market, our rates are slightly low because of, I think the industry as well. The industry is small. But if you plan it right, because everything needs to be sellable. I think one of the core things that we forget is that as creatives, dude, it's cool to create cool stuff, but it has to be sellable. Like if you just create and say, but can you sell it? Like, does it have anything to it that you can say, okay, I'm gonna go to BTC and say, yo, BTC, can I get dirayana? But I could work with you in this way. Maybe they could consider, okay, but no, database who can work with you, whatever it is that they can say. But that means you putting on something that is sellable. Whatever you do, get to a stand-up comedy show, how perform about understand that these people are buyers. They have to pay for tickets to get into this thing. Now, for the next show, you need to have entertained them so good the previous show that they want to come. Allowed spending 100 ticket to talk about Matata. At least
That's true. Yes.
So everything just needs to be sellable. I think that's one of the core things. Just understand having spent so many years in the industry doesn't guarantee you deserve things. Having passed Kozgela, a star, doesn't mean everything will just come at you. So whatever you present, just make sure it's sellable.
Yeah. How do you appeal to brands? You've been a person who has appealed to many brands, like you mentioned earlier on. So what are the tips, the hacks, the ways to move around?
Yeah. Everyone was Kwasa too, so my dog. And this is not even to say anything bad about. I mean, I speak so many languages. I speak English, Zulu. You know, I speak so many languages, and I put in effort to say, okay, when I'm engaging with people, you know, they can feel related. Can't give it in king. Yeah, so yeah, you know, so one of the things that has really helped me is that like just be articulate. I think it's a very good thing, and be humble. I feel like it's a very cheap statement to say, but because you know it's everybody says it like be humble, be humble. But sometimes you have to put in your foot, like, you know, and say, oh, I'm not humble, and I don't know, one day something will come. Hey, sometimes something will never come, and you're still humble, but you still have to show up, you know, and, you know, exercise yourself, you know, and approach people. I'm one person, especially because in the creative space, you know, you find that we're our own bosses, right? But you fear other people's bosses. But like a boss, when I go on a CEO, I don't know what company I'm CEO. Hey, so I guess I got to have a CEO at BTC. I can have a conversation. He's a normal human being.
Yeah.
I can have a conversation with him. Give mood. I'm going to hey, you know, just put him like, and that's not to say to talk about to my say one. Just place yourself ideally such that, oh, you know, but to appreciate. Yeah, yo guys, how you guys doing? Yeah. Oh my, you know what we're doing? Yeah.
And then in terms of your creative works, what have you been able to buy or invest in? Just because I get you're making money. Yeah. What do you find yourself doing?
That is advancing my life.
Yeah.
I have a vehicular apparatus. Hey, woot.
You have a vehicle. You have a car. Okay. Like, vehicular apparatus, like,
oh. God, week. How can I look? No, can I let a vehicular apparatus?
And I'm sure it's cash.
My dog.
Yeah.
EFT kiro. Wow.
Oh,
my brother.
That was it.
you buy this one, Audi. Eh? It's good. Eh? Just drive it normally. Eh? Just don't overdrive because it's Audi. It's too dangerous. It's too fast. Eh?
And in terms of lessons.
That's just to say there was a Nigerian guy selling
that sold you the car.
There's a whole crew here chilling. Sweet.
Yeah, high best
Yes, you better say something.
Do you practice your material like on people? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm practicing now. I've never done this thing. Yeah, some Nigerian is selling me a car, but clearly it got some giggles.
No,
yeah,
really.
ma. So no, host.
No, how good.
No, host.
Good. No, and do you have new material for every?
You have to. You have to have
every show
that you have, every time. Just make sure whatever is relevant, you know, especially because there's methods of doing comedy. How did I comedy? There's a style. So when you figure out your style of telling a joke, you want to stick to it so that people become familiar with you. You know, I'll give you an example.
Sorry. Also, you don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, oh, for real?
Yeah.
Come on, get the camera up, guys. But yeah, let's wrap up. So essentially, you have to make sure that your material is rehearsed. Your material is, you know, is also very palatable to people. Like, you know, sometimes you offend them, but you don't want to do that. You want to make people feel happy. You know, you want to make people feel happy. But you have to rehearse, you have to write your jokes, try to have new material at all times.
Yeah.
It's unlike music where I can play my song again next show.
Yes.
Because the joke dies. The joke like dies a slow death.
Telling the same joke, so
now people start standing up when you're performing.
Yes, because they know what to do.
Exactly. So,
and then piece of advice that you wish that you knew when you were in your 20s that you know now in your 30s.
20s. Oh, I'm in my 30s, eh?
Just to share with anybody who's young and also upcoming and wants to maybe venture into the creative space.
Yeah, try to be consistent at all times, with whatever you do. if you're learning something, like see it through and be consistent with it. You know, and the good thing about being young, especially in your 20s, is that you're still young enough to fail. I don't know if that makes sense. And failing is not a bad thing, right? How pala. You can learn, you know, you can do something else. But whatever it is, don't quit it halfway through. Just be consistent with it and see it through. I think that's what I would say. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether you want to become an accountant, as a creative, of course, it's hard in this creative space. Get on YouTube, learn some, but just see it through. Make sure, no, to at least the lake. As long as you have a plan, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bambino. Yeah, unfortunately, this is where we ended.
I want more questions.
It is the BTC podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Bambino, for your time and for honoring our invite. Please do leave your comment below. We want to hear from you.
Look at this.